Maya, you can't hear me at all? Okay, you have about 50 seconds to be open to page 42. Chat is going to go off in just a minute. So get your final thoughts in, final words into friends. All right, let's see. All right, chat is going off. All right, awesome job in specials today. So I'm going to give the scholars a class point. Awesome job. All right, you should be on page 42, Voyage of the Mayflower. Pencil up so I know you're ready to move on. If your volume does not work, go into your if your volume never works, isn't working, you need to go into your audio settings. You might have to do that with a parent. It's a little hard for me to explain it. Okay, Voyage of the Mayflower. We're going to reread this passage. And as we read, I want you to be thinking about this short response question. Why did the Pilgrims settle in Massachusetts? Why did they settle in Massachusetts? Let's go back and read and find out. Tracking finger following along. Tracking finger following along. You are not talking right now, so your video can be on. I will tell you when to turn off videos. I love seeing you guys work. It's my only way to see your face, so I love to see your face. So Wyatt, Maddie, Jane, can we have our screens on? If I get super glitchy, then you can turn it off. But if I'm not super glitchy, then stay on. I want to see your face. Okay, tracking finger. We're on paragraph 1. The Mayflower was a sailing ship. It left England in September 1620. The ship was carrying 102 passengers. The passengers were later known as pilgrims. They were looking for a new place to live. Ooh, keep that in mind. The voyage across the Atlantic Ocean took 66 days. Many of the people got seasick as they traveled. There were many storms and leaky cabins. Their dogs and sheep and chickens were not very happy either. The Mayflower had been sailing for Virginia, but when the ship reached Massachusetts, the Pilgrims thought they had gone far enough. They stopped where some Native Americans had cleared some land but had moved away. The Pilgrims called the place Plymouth. Paragraph 4. The Pilgrims started building a town. The cold weather slowed their progress. Most of the Pilgrims lived on the ship for the winter. Many wondered if they could survive in this new land. The coming of spring raised the hopes of the Pilgrims. Their future looked better. Maybe they could build a home here after all. So we have, if I am frozen, turn your video off. Now you may turn your video off if I am frozen. So Maddie, just go ahead and do that. We're looking at our short response question. Why did the Pilgrims settle in Massachusetts? Why did the Pilgrims settle in Massachusetts? Let's talk about this. What's one reason that the Pilgrims settled in Massachusetts? I'm going to call on some friends, so be ready with your answers. Be thinking about our main topic, some of our key details that we discussed yesterday. Shreya, do you have an idea of why the Pilgrims settled in Massachusetts? What are your thoughts? And go ahead and you can tell us if you see it in a paragraph.
I think it's the maybe there's not much space in the place where they used to live, and then they so they crossed the Atlantic Ocean and then they went to Massachusetts.
Okay, so awesome. Yes, Shreya. So they were looking for a new place to live. Didn't really give us reasons, but you think maybe they ran out of space. They were looking for a new place to live. So let's put that in our own, in Shreya's, let's take Shreya's words and put it into our own words. So the Pilgrims were looking for a new place to live, period. And you said, and Shreya also said that they went across the Atlantic Ocean. So we could add that as well. They, actually we'll say the Pilgrims traveled across, yeah, let's say across the Atlantic Ocean comma, and they decided. You're on page 45. Page 45. So they traveled the Atlantic Ocean and they decided to stop because they went far enough. You can change your wording too. It doesn't have to be exactly my words, but basically we're trying to tell our reader that the Pilgrims were looking for a new place to live. So then they traveled across the Atlantic Ocean, and that's how they ended up in Massachusetts. And they named it Plymouth because they decided there was no one there at the time. And so they decided to stay there.
I read one page with it.
Say that again, Wyatt.
I read one page, so I already know the answers.
Okay, awesome, page 45. So you are writing this or putting it into your own words. You need a minimum of 2 sentences. So Kendall, did that answer your question? Are we writing what you're, okay, yes, okay, good. Shazab, you know what page it's on now? Page 45? Okay. So you are writing, and this is your exit ticket to lunch today, is our short response. So they're looking for a new place to live. They traveled across the Atlantic Ocean. They decided to stop because they went far enough. Also, winter hit.
I'm done.
Right, Shreya and Maya, you are good to go. Go check all of your spelling and punctuation and capital letters before you leave.
I'm done.
Mia, I need you to hold it up and I need you to just wait patiently, please. I can't hear you. Can I write your sentences? Yes. Okay, Mia, go ahead and hold it up for me. Is that Jalen? I think that's Jalen. Yes, Jalen, you are good to go. Make sure you have all capital letters and correct punctuation. Shreya, same to you, and you are good to go.
I checked if I have correct punctuation now.
Awesome, you are good to go. Mia, let me see your paper. Hold it up for me. Okay, Mia, one more sentence. Add one more sentence. Gwen, turn on your camera and let's see it. Awesome. Okay, you are good to go. Do you have all capital letters and correct punctuation, Gwen? Double check it. Take your time writing, friends. Bailey, you're good. Sahaj, you are good. Sahaj, I love, and Bailey, I love that you guys had neat handwriting. Love the neat handwriting. Have a good lunch. So the Pilgrims were looking for a new place to live. They traveled across the Atlantic Ocean. Kendall, go ahead and turn on your screen. Alan, go to lunch. Maddie, go to lunch. Mia, go to lunch. Kendall, go to lunch. Eli, did my yawn go over to you? Go through the Zoom? I just yawned and then you yawned. Anytime I see one of you guys yawn, it makes me yawn. Oh, don't, Eli, don't you dare. Jane, you are good to go, my love. You guys are working hard. Awesome job. Can you guys see okay? Okay.